What's up, guys? NBA Talk. Today's February 9th, 2017. Thursday basketball for you. Hopefully, everybody's okay on the East Coast. We had a snowstorm, very heavy, early in the morning. It stopped, at least in my area in New York. So, hopefully, everybody stay warm. Everybody's good. So, that being said, we got a couple games to look at, including the Cavaliers versus the Thunder, which is going down right now. It's already in halftime as I'm recording this, so that'll be uploaded for sure. We got to talk about these Knicks. We got to talk about these Knicks because it's been the talk of today, all day, the biggest thing going on right now, and is the most embarrassing right now. This year really, really, I mean, seriously, is exposing us truly in all ways. Um, for the last couple of seasons, we had terrible records, or record-breaking records in losses. But this season, while we still have a chance to make the playoffs, this season alone really shows how stupid of an organization the New York Knicks is. My New York Knicks, my native town. It's just embarrassing, man. You had last game the embarrassment of a lifetime. And the funny thing is, no one's really talking about the Knicks losing to the Clippers. After having a good lead, we lost the lead in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, in the clutch, just got pretty much taken out. No one's even talking about that. Everybody's talking about James Dolan, Phil Jackson, Charles Oakley, the incident that happened last night, which is a very big deal. And it still is because it just gets worse and worse. Phil Jackson running his mouth, like, he doesn't even really talk that much. Ever since he came in, he doesn't talk about the roster, the situations. He doesn't help out at all. And the only times he ever opened his mouth is to disrespect Carmelo Anthony. Like, you really want to piss this guy off. You really want to get rid of Carmelo. I'm at a point where I want to keep Melo back. I like I've thought about wanting to trade Carmelo Anthony, saying that the Knicks should trade him. I'm like, no. I say no. This guy has earned his money in my opinion in terms of showing up. He always tries to show up every day. He deserves better than this. Um, but I still want him on the roster to stick it to Phil Jackson. Um, it it's so many things. The Charles Oakley thing. Um, he got escorted out of the building. There's two sides to the story. The organization story where they're just completely bashing Charles Oakley, like saying, I believe they said something like, "I hope he get the help that he needs," as if he has a mental issue. Um, it's brought up a lot of controversy in this. Um, what else? Charles Oakley pretty much explaining that he was there in the arena and a whole bunch of security came up and said he had to bounce because somebody, they didn't specifically say who. They didn't say who, but they said somebody in the organization wanted him gone out of the arena. He said he was not welcomed. And who else but James Dolan would do that? And if you don't know the bad history of James Dolan and Charles Oakley, Charles Oakley has been criticizing the New York Knicks for years, which is like, who isn't? Who isn't criticizing the New York Knicks? Oh man, even the New York Knicks fans criticize. We do that the most. We are hard. We don't BS or anything. We tell it how it is. And I know a lot of fans keep telling us like, "Yo, you gotta stay loyal." Oh man, the New York Knicks fans are the most unloyalist fandom. You know those type of crap. We tell the truth. We tell the truth because none of this is helping at all. We have a poor roster. Jeff Hornacek, the head coach, is put in a position where he's going to fail. Just like Mike Woodson, he was put in a position to fail. Phil Jackson has screwed the New York Knicks. The only good thing that he's ever done is Kristaps Porzingis. That's it. That's all he has done. He has pretty much embarrassed the entire the organization, the league, especially because he's calling out Carmelo Anthony. He's calling out LeBron James. He needs to go. He needs to go. And the funny thing is, it's not even just him. James Dolan, the owner, needs to go. We've been saying this for years. And it's really being brought up now because you don't normally hear James Dolan's name. It's like he does some big move where he signs some big GM or president and then he disappears, never to be heard again. Then today, most of all, his name popped up. It popped up. And it's absolutely right, man. It's like even if you get rid of Phil Jackson, you still have to deal with James Dolan, who has completely screwed this squad up. He doesn't really care about the organization. He just cares about making his money. All he cares about is making his money. He got his TV deals, MSG. It's disgusting, man. As a New York fan, it's disgusting, man. We're in hell. We're straight up in hell, and I don't know what to say else. It's like the New York Knicks organization needs a completely reboot. The owner, the GM, the roster, the coach. Hornacek is a good head coach. Actually, I'll do that for another time. A separate video on Hornacek's situation as a head coach. No one's talking about him because no one blames him that much because they set him up to fail. They don't have the right pieces around him to do work with. Carmelo Anthony does not have the pieces to work with because remember, he worked with a team that went to 54 games, that won 54 games with Mike Woodson as the head coach. You had all those veterans, Jason Kidd, Rashawn Wallace, that boy Thomas. You had Stoudemire. Uh, you had a bunch of players, and we just completely collapsed after. It's tough to be a New York Knicks fan, man. We definitely need a reboot, and I'm honestly at a point where we should not even go to the playoffs. We should not go to the playoffs because it's not worth it. It is not worth it at all. We need to really focus on what we are, what we need to do, what we need to do in order to move forward as a team. And us fans, us New York Knicks fans, there's a decision to make. Like seriously, like we need to do something to change the atmosphere of the New York Knicks to store them into the right direction where it's going to be good or bad. Well, good of course, but something, something. So that's it for me. A little bit of rant. I'm I got nothing, man. So peace.